I know who the audience is.
Who
is it?
The image of this one takes up the majority, well, like just over half of the actual page. It's of a sort of a typical American schoolboy jock, and that's quite typical for like sort of American horrors, which is what the film is, by the word horror, which reveals the genre. But yeah, the jock is sort of a typical character in these types of movies.
So we think the audience would be people, firstly, who read the magazine Total Films and who are also interested in watching a variety of different films, but also people who want to watch this film and want to find out a bit more about it.
The layout, I think, is quite a formal layout, like it's set out in kind of equal paragraphs, and the picture at the top takes up the majority of the page, which shows that it's probably...
So yeah, people who are just flicking through the magazine will just notice the picture first.
Yeah, catch their eye.
It's got like the rating and also the little line under the title, which has quite a lot of link in like most film reviews, like a bit of a convention. And it's also got this talking point thing, which is just like a little bit extra to keep the reader interested, I guess.
The colours in the main image are quite dark and has like a specific spotlight which shows shadowing on the faces, which shows that it links back to the genre of the film, which is horror.
Yeah, and also like the red of the talking point and the big T and the star rating could also link to like blood, as this is as it's rating a horror film.
Yeah. Also, like there, it's got like all the characters that you meet like in the beginning of the film, and like as you go through them, there's like the jock, and like all like the stoner Marty and people like that, and you usually get those type of characters when you're watching horror films, like and like the hottie as well. And I can't remember. Also, although they've given it 4 stars out of 5, it goes on to this bit here that says that like the beginning's sort of like well crafted, but once you get to a certain point, there's sort of you know what's going to happen. Like it says like, well, that's it, really. Like there's not much else to the actual story.
The language in it is quite sort of snappy and to the point. It has some alliteration in it, such as shimmering sacrifices. It has like pairs, so like shrewd and playful, like contrasting pairs. Also, a lot of the language, there is a semantic field of like horror, like words such as torn, cut to, and torture.
Cool.
Is this part of the film?
No, it's something completely different.
Go on.
The language in this one is it's like a conversational tone. It's also trying to be like quite humorous as well. It's got sort of like a bit of a pun underneath the title, and it's sort of I think it's trying to like attract to a younger audience as well, because they'll probably know who Ben Drew, the director, is.
The title of the film goes in a straight line, which follows up his arm, which aims towards the gun, which shows it's probably a main effect of the film, and also the fact that it's in red represents blood, which could link back to a death and the gun.
Also, linking with the guns, in like, obviously he's holding a real gun, but like here, it looks like there's sort of a toy gun, which, like Toby said, in the text it's quite humorous, so it could link to although the film's serious, it is also quite sort of jokey, as it were.
There are 3 pictures in total, and the 2 at the bottom are like teenagers like with hoodies and like hats on. So it could show that maybe this film has something to do with hip hop and like crime and grime and stuff like that.
It also uses like quite strong language in the review, which again just shows it's probably for young people.
Yeah.
So it says it's set in London right at the start, and there's a lot of references that probably only English people would get. For example, it talks about Jeremy Kyle a little bit.
And because there's that picture there, and people obviously know him as like Plan B, so people who like his music might be interested in watching the film as well. Yeah. Yeah.
So the first thing you notice about this review is that there's 2 on a page, and it's set out like a fact file with interesting facts that the audience might want to know about the film.
The layout is pretty simple, really, because it's not a lot of writing, and the picture is only half a page, so the picture's not that big, but it still takes up most of the room.
The pictures, like Toby said, takes up most of the room, and the actual image is very like direct to the audience, like he's staring straight at them. And it's obviously a shot from the film which is quite dark, so it shows that the film could be sort of, well, quite dark.
We think it's aimed at quite a young audience, as some of the language in it is quite up to date and it's using a lot of slang, which could show that it's maybe aimed towards a younger audience, the film itself as well.
The purpose of this text is to let people know who are interested in going to see this film a bit about it and some of the general facts about the film. And I think it does achieve its purpose because it shows you a picture like of a screenshot of the film, so you know like the actors who are in it, so that might like entice the audience to want to go and watch it. And it gives you like who the director is, so that could also want to make the audience go and watch it, etc.
It's quite unusual as well because usually film reviews have like star ratings, but this one hasn't. And like they've mentioned earlier, the text is sort of quite short and straight to the point, so just lets you know without sort of blabbering on.
It's kind of sort of reminds me of maybe Army, because where it says like field notes, and like the type of font is quite sort of like straight to the point.
Typewriter.
Yeah, and like it's very to the point.
Yeah, and sticking on Rosie's thing, it's been straight to the point, because it's set out like a fact file, it has very direct points and it sticks to those, like, it doesn't really go out of it. And majority of the little sections are only a few lines long, which show that it's just a quick read, just to give you a quick overview of the film.
Possibly also because the picture's bigger than, like, sort of takes up most of the thing, could show that the visual effects in the film are actually sort of more important than the actual storyline of it.
I don't think it has a star rating because it's like a chart.
Oh, chart, yeah, that's true.
So there's probably like more films.
Yeah,
in the
throughout
magazine.
Throughout the magazine, yeah.
Mm.
That's true. Is that it for that one?
Stop.
I think that's recording. These are reviews from DVDs of films, obviously, and they're quite good because it's got like a vast array of them, and like here it's got the starring of the film and also like what the extras include, which is quite interesting.
They're all quite short, the ones down the side, so it basically just gives you a really, really quick overview of the film, so it doesn't go on for too long. So if you literally, say you're on a journey, you can just read them quickly and get a feel for the film.
The language of the text is pretty similar to just like an ordinary film review. It's quite punchy. It's quite conversational.
It's like quick and straight to the point.
Yeah, and it's very informal. There are quite a lot of like small pictures of different films, so like it's also advertising them in that way, and like it has, like, I thought this was quite cool because it has the picture and then it has like an arrow going to like a point about it.
Yeah. Also with like you could say from the like pictures, like the main one's obviously sort of a bigger, sort of better film, as it were, compared to, like, for example, Sleeping Beauty has 3 film stars and 1 extra stars, whereas the main one, Take Shelter, has 4 film stars and 2 extra stars, which sort of shows it's possibly better film.
And also it has like the main 2 characters right in your eye line as you're looking at the poster, so it shows you who's in it. So if you're a fan of that actor or actress, it kind of makes you want to see the film more,
Yeah, so like the audience would probably be people who read Empire magazine and who have a big interest in films.
Yeah, and yeah, we just thought the layout was quite interesting in this one. Instead of like just one focusing on one film review, it's sort of like quite a few short, snappy, to the point. Oh, and also it's got like the rating when it came out, DVD and stuff.
The colour scheme is fairly simple. It's just yellow and like navy blue throughout. So like throughout the whole thing. Then obviously like this is a horror film. So there's like splashes of like blood drips and like red fonts and stuff.
And by having it in gold and navy, it's kind of like generalising the film to one specific gender of audience. It shows it could be for a variety and doesn't specifically aim for one.